Afghanistan's future in 2023 is primarily contingent on the Taliban's internal dynamics and their handling of terrorism and militancy. Hibatullah Akhundzada's leadership and the Taliban's ability to contain the Islamic State in Khorasan, ISK, will be critical in shaping the nation's trajectory. Questions about Taliban defections and their approach to containing terrorism will significantly influence Afghanistan's stability. Over the past year, the Taliban's rule has become more authoritarian and reminiscent of their 1990s governance. This Pashtun-centric administration has been highly repressive, especially towards minorities and those associated with the previous Afghan Republic, leading to limited job opportunities and exclusion from decision-making roles. Individual rights in Afghanistan have been severely compromised. Women's access to education, employment, and even basic public services like travel and medical care has been drastically curtailed. The General Directorate of Intelligence and the Ministry of the Promotion of Virtue and Prevention of Vice have emerged as principal instruments of repression. Taliban decision-making processes have become highly centralized, with power concentrated in the hands of a few, primarily Amir Hibatullah and his Kandahar-based clique. This centralization of power has led to the dismissal of more pragmatic, internationally oriented Taliban factions, further isolating the Taliban from international criticism and feedback. A key example of the Taliban's hardline stance is the December 2022 edict banning women from working for NGOs. This decision had devastating consequences, leading to the suspension of essential services provided by NGOs and UN agencies in a country grappling with severe food insecurity. Afghanistan is facing a dire humanitarian situation, with almost half of the population acutely food insecure. This crisis is exacerbated by the Taliban's economic policies and their impact on essential aid flows. The Taliban's economic management has shown some signs of stabilization, such as a firm currency and improved customs and tax collection. However, this stabilization exists in what has been termed a famine equilibrium, where the intensifying repression and humanitarian consequences jeopardize even essential Western aid. Not all Taliban leaders agree with the current direction. Figures like Mullah Abdul Ghani Baradar and Mullah Yaqub have sought to persuade Hibatullah to rescind restrictive policies, especially regarding girls' education and women's employment, but have been consistently dismissed. This internal power struggle within the Taliban reflects differing visions for Afghanistan's future. The potential for a power shift within the Taliban in 2023 is a topic of significant speculation. A direct internal putsch is risky and could lead to further splintering of the Taliban, but it remains a possibility under the right conditions. An alternative, less risky power change involves reinstating the Rabari Shura, a leadership council arrangement, but this would require Hibatullah to relinquish some of his powers. The release of Afghan drug trafficker Bashir Nourzai may influence this internal power dynamic. The dynamics of Taliban leadership succession are complex. Mullah Baradar, Sirajuddin Haqqani, and Mullah Yaqub are key figures in this context, with each having different strengths, weaknesses, and support bases. The decision on who might succeed Hibatullah could significantly impact Afghanistan's future. Afghanistan has become a haven for terrorists from various regions, complicating the security landscape. The Taliban's interactions with these groups and their willingness to prevent attacks abroad are crucial factors in determining the country's future trajectory. The Taliban's struggle to contain ISK's urban terror campaign poses significant challenges. ISK aims to ignite a sectarian war, splinter the Taliban, and cut off their external economic resources. The response of external actors to these threats could shape Afghanistan's future security situation. The Taliban's oppressive policies have led to widespread human rights violations, including arbitrary detentions, torture, and summary executions of perceived enemies. Such actions have further deepened the humanitarian crisis in Afghanistan. The Taliban's comprehensive restrictions on women and girls have affected virtually all aspects of their lives, including access to education, work, and healthcare. These restrictions have also led to the disproportionate economic and social impact on women and girls. Afghanistan's economy has suffered significantly since the Taliban takeover, with a substantial portion of the population facing food insecurity. Widespread wage losses, inflation, and a liquidity crisis have exacerbated the economic situation, with women and girls being especially hard hit due to Taliban policies. The Taliban's handling of former government officials and security force personnel has included revenge killings and enforced disappearances. The United Nations Assistance Mission in Afghanistan has documented numerous such cases, raising serious human rights concerns. The media in Afghanistan has faced extensive censorship and violence, with hundreds of media outlets shut down and many journalists facing threats, intimidation, and violence. The Taliban's control over information and media has led to a significant decline in freedom of expression and access to information. The United Nations and key international donors continue to grapple with the challenges of engaging with the Taliban while addressing human rights abuses and economic crises. The International Criminal Court has been requested to resume investigations into war crimes and crimes against humanity in Afghanistan, highlighting the ongoing international concerns about the situation in the country. In conclusion, the future of Afghanistan remains uncertain, shaped by a complex interplay of internal Taliban dynamics, human rights concerns, economic challenges, and international engagement. The country's trajectory will be significantly influenced by the Taliban's policies, particularly those regarding women and education, and their ability to address the humanitarian crisis and engage constructively with the international community. Thank you for watching this in-depth analysis of Afghanistan's current situation and future prospects. Please remember to like and subscribe for more insightful content.